everybody to the debut episode of How Do You Do? With yours truly, Roger Izar. A podcast where we talk about daily routines with some of my favorite people, family, friends, contemporaries, all around good folks. And I'm here in sunny Santa Ana, California at French Park, which is very fitting because my first guest is a good friend of mine, author Eric Cocoletzi. Those of you that don't know him will soon get to know him a little bit better. And it's very fitting that I'm here at French Park because he's got a book coming out in a few weeks that you should totally check out. So why don't we check out the episode? All right, there he is. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, very good, very good. Welcome everybody to the first episode of How Do You Do with Roger Izar. So we're just gonna kind of talk about your day, learn a little bit about you, and hopefully we learn something from you. How's that sound?
It sounds good. It sounds good.
Easy peasy, right?
I like the title.
Right?
The title.
How do you do? It's not so bad, and it's really more about like stuff that my guests will do. I don't know. I thought maybe we can kind of go over your high point, your low point, and maybe what you learned. But in the process, I got an idea. Hold on.
All right. Yeah. Gotta get that.
Want to try a drink? So we're gonna try Mind Haze IPA. I really like beverages. That's why I don't know. Do you like beverages? Are you into drinks?
Yeah, I love drinks, man. Anybody who knows me knows I love drinks.
Cheers.
That's a damn
What kind of drinks do you
man.
like?
Depending on like what you mean, like drinks, in terms of like alcoholic beverages, I dig beer for the most part.
Okay.
And in terms of cocktails, I have to say for sure gin and tonic. Gin and tonic has been my thing for like quite a while now. I drink plenty of gin and tonics during the pandemic.
Same here, yeah.
Sure. And yeah, I think I started with gin and tonics probably like a long time ago, like maybe like, I don't know, man, I want to say like 8 years ago or something, maybe more. When I was really into Oasis. I still am into Oasis, but they have that song Supersonic, you know? And,
yeah.
And it's in the lyrics and shit.
Yep.
When you're a kid,
Feeling supersonic.
Yeah, give me gin and tonic. And you get all like impressionable, you know? So yeah, that was one of the things for sure. I said one day, fuck it, let me try it. And I tried it with Bombay Sapphire gin and tonic.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was just blown away. It just made me feel great. I loved it ever since, and I still drink
Bombay Sapphire, you can't go wrong, man. It's those not lingonberries. They have a bunch of herbs and stuff. Yeah, it's just pretty on.
Yeah, Rick or Herbie, however you want to say it. Yeah, it's a good fucking drink. It's a good drink. It'll get nice and twisted. That's for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Right on, right on.
That's what I like to drink in terms of alcoholic beverages. Beer, if anything. And after that, gin and tonics.
Gin and tonics. You can't go wrong with it. And it's a clear liquor, so it's not that it's good for you, but you cut out some of the calories, man. Not a bad deal.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you know.
Well, there's that, there's also that for those that are interested, a little bit for everybody.
Yeah. If you drink enough of any liquor, then you'll get pretty fucking fat. So, but no, you're right. I guess, yeah. Gin is one of those liqueurs or liquors that, don't really like fuck up the waistline, I suppose.
Yeah. Those clear liquors, I'm telling you. But I'm a big fan of gin and tonics for sure. Kind of can't go wrong with that one. Yeah, I think we've talked before about like vodka and just vodka. I think you're not much of a vodka guy, right? Just in general, if I remember right.
No, not necessarily. No, I'm not really much of a vodka guy.
Yeah, I think in conversation we might have mentioned that.
Yeah. I'll dabble, whatever. Like, I'm not like a guy that'll bring home a bottle of grape juice or some shit, or like Smirnoff or whatever. When it comes to liquors, it's tequila or gin and tonic. Yeah.
There you go.
Straight tequila or gin and tonic. Yeah, it'll get the
Spoken like a
blood
wise
boiling.
man.
It'll get the blood boiling, man. You know,
Right
it'll
on,
get the
right
mind
on.
going. It'll get the fucking mind going for sure. Yeah,
Right
I
on.
did. That's definitely what I did. Yeah, yeah.
Well, why don't we learn a little bit about you then? Why don't we start from the beginning? I don't know if you have a routine in particular, but that'd be kind of fun to get into. Why don't we start like from the moment you get up, like what time do you get up, that kind of stuff.
Ah, okay. So lately, I get up around 3:30 or 4 in the morning latest.
Right on,
3:30
dude.
or 4 in the
Okay.
morning because I have to go to work for construction 5 or sometimes 6 days out of the week. Occasionally 7, but yeah, usually it's 5 to 6. So I'll go. I'll get up around 3:30. Splash some water on my face, get all fucking freshened up, and wake up
Yeah.
basically. Brush my teeth, maybe eat some breakfast if I can, if I got a chance. If not, at least make my lunch.
Wait. Let me
Um,
slow you down real quick.
yeah,
Now you
yeah.
mentioned first thing you get up, you go and splash some water on your face. Do you drink water right off the bat at all?
No,
No, okay.
no. Drink water?
You're not one of
No.
those people that have like a cup of water next to them, like on the bedside or whatever.
No, I got books by the bed, you know. I got
Oh,
books by
okay.
the
There
bed.
you
That's
go.
all I
You
got.
can't get them wet, man.
No, yeah. I don't got no water and shit, nothing like that.
Okay, cool.
No. I wake up and I'll basically just wake up and head over to the restroom, take a leak, wash my face, wash my hands first, and
Hey,
then
and after, and after.
and then after that, yeah,
What
I
about
don't like,
let me ask you this. Do you have an alarm? Or do you kind of like natural, you just kind of
yes,
wake up?
yes, no, I have alarm. Actually, though, I actually do tend to wake up. I do tend to wake up on my own. I
Okay.
don't really need an alarm. I tend to beat the alarm actually. It's just a matter of like I guess getting accustomed to that. So
Yeah.
since I've been accustomed to it, it's not a thing for me. I wake up and I tend to actually beat the alarm. But sometimes, if I have maybe a couple too many gin and tonics the night before, I will
I
like
hear
need
that.
the alarm to wake me up. But no, yeah, no. I just wake up, man, and like I said, just freshen up a bit, get my shit together, get all my gear, my crate that I have over here with my boots and my tool belt and my helmet and whatnot,
Yeah.
and I'll get my coat on, and I'll go outside and just take in the air a second, and then like head out to work to go to Norco. That's where my yard is at, the yard for our company. We go to Norco, which is about half an hour away. It's a cool drive though, the 91 East. Nice drive at 4:30 in the morning. It's not bad.
Yeah.
And you see the hillsides and whatnot and everything. And then you go and get there to the yard. It's crisp outside. It's always fresh and cold. It's nice. It's very refreshing to be out there. Load up whatever you gotta load up in terms of cement or sacks of poly prep. This is all like construction jargon.
Yeah.
But yeah, little things like that. And then like, all right, here we go. Off to today was Oceanside. Went to Oceanside, which is down by San Diego. For those
Mhm.
who aren't familiar, and just sip on coffee the whole way, and
Wait
listen
a
to
minute.
music.
Where did you pick up this coffee? You haven't mentioned your coffee.
Oh well, usually a homie of mine will bring it over because he heads over to this
Oh,
one place called Linda's Donuts. It's the best
okay.
coffee, super good. They have amazing, cool donuts there too. They have these little donuts that are sprinkle donuts, but they also have like little rainbows on them. I don't know how they do it,
Rainbow.
man. They do this little design on them that makes it look like a little
Okay.
rainbow with two little clouds at the
Mhm.
end.
Oh shit, they're
Anyhow,
getting down,
but
huh?
yeah. But they have these really good breakfast sandwiches that are croissants with ham and cheese and egg.
Well, let's shout out Linda's Donuts.
Yeah, Linda's Donuts. Yeah,
What city is it?
yeah, in Riverside.
Oh, okay.
Riverside. Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out Linda's.
Fucking
Okay.
super good, man. Super good. Very filling. Like quick breakfast with a
No.
fucking good cup of coffee. I take my
Nice.
coffee with milk, just milk, no sugar.
No, not
And
creamer, not half and half milk.
no, whole milk. Yeah,
Whole
whole
milk.
milk.
Oh,
For me, yeah.
okay.
For me, whole milk. Yeah. I mean, half and half is fine, but whatever. And then yeah, and
What about
so then
sugar? Wait, any sugar up in this piece?
no sugar, no sugar. No, fuck that.
No flavored coffee?
No.
Okay.
Because I do bad shit as it is, man. I fucking drink. I smoke my occasional smoke. and I stay up late and shit. So as it is, I already got a lot of bad shit going on. Why add on sugar on top of that? You know.
I heard
I'm
that,
gonna
man. Plus diabetes, bro. Diabetes. You know, it's funny
diabetes,
you mentioned milk because an old coworker of mine was like, "Why do you put milk in your coffee, bro? That's what like half and half and creamers for." I'm like, it's still like, you know, comes from an udder, bro. And they're like, "No, man, but milk's milk, you know, but you don't put milk." I'm like, you know what? Is that what you grew up with? He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, you know, now that you mentioned it, my parents always just put milk in it, bro.
Yeah.
Did your parents do the same thing, or is that something you just kind of picked up on your own?
No, it's just something I picked up on my own. But I like how you call it an udder. You know? It comes from an udder.
Well, I was like, what the fuck? Why are you breaking my balls? You know, like, fuck off.
It comes from a teat, right?
Yeah, man, what do you want?
Yeah, from a fucking tit, from a cow tit. But anyhow, yeah, no. Yeah.
All right, so back it. So you got your coffee. Wait, let's get into this too. Let's unpack it a little bit. Where did the homie brings a cup? So he's just bringing you coffee already in a cup, or do you have like a cup that your coffee cup?
No, he brings in a cup, just regular.
Okay. All right.
And then yeah, we hop in the scaffolding truck, or we hop in whatever truck it is we're gonna take off with, and load up our gear, like I said, load up everything, and then off we go to wherever work site. Like I said, today was Oceanside. We had to put up a bunch of scaffolding. We do stucco.
Okay.
And so we had to put up a bunch of scaffolding up around this government building that they're making. And it's fucking cool, man. It's fucking tight. I every day is a different day. Every day is a different mission. Every day is something that challenges you, which is great. I love that shit. I love that shit to be told like, hey man, you got to do this.
Yeah.
By this time, and stat. In other words,
problem solving. I love it.
So yeah, and so yeah, it's fucking tight. It's cool in that sense. Like yeah, shit. And so
let me ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
You mentioned that at least recently you're in Oceanside. Now, depending on where the job is at, do you have to sometimes wake up earlier, or can you wake up a little later because it's nearby?
No, yeah. Well, typically,
yeah.
But yeah, we got to work really. We got to be there usually around 6, 7. 7 is already late. Usually around there at 6 to where we're going. And sometimes I was gonna say sometimes also we head over to places that are even further, like Frisco, for example. I went to Frisco a couple of weeks ago, stayed over there about a week. Sometimes we've gone to like Tehachapi, Calexico, which is like 3 miles south, 3 miles north of the Mexican border. Calexico, right by Mexicali. Yeah. So yeah, and we'll stay in hotels and shit and hang out and we'll gamble.
Oh, right, I guess. Yeah, I think you're saying
that. Get fucking drunk and like watch a bunch of TV and shit.
And do it again the next day.
Yeah, and then do it again the next day. Yeah, bust our ass and shit, earn that pizza and gambling and whatnot. So it's cool. It's tight, man. It's cool. We have a good time. We always have a good time. It's cool.
As you should, man. As you should. I mean, it's what you do. You might as well have a good time. Maybe have to wait till the end of the day, but it's all good. Yeah. Let's go back to your day though, real quick. I think we left off at. I think you're already at the job, kind of get going. But like, when's your first break? When do you guys take a break, or is it like
usually around 11?
About 11. First break.
Around 11, stomach start grumbling.
Yeah.
Saying like, hey, yeah, let's get something to eat. Okay, we usually eat seafood. Today, I eat seafood. Tons of seafood.
Oh yeah, from where?
From what was the name of that place? Oh my god, it was called Ensenada Mariscos or something like that.
Ooh, don't get me started.
Very good, to be honest with you. It wasn't very good. Nothing compared to the seafood in Calexico. Calexico has the best seafood. Which, by the way, the women in Calexico are fucking amazing. There's something about the women in Calexico that are just fucking. They're gorgeous. They're just gorgeous. And the great thing about it, most of them, is have this like voluptuous fucking body that we all admired many a time.
all right.
And it's so Calexico has way fucking amazing seafood.
Okay. Healthy women.
I love that
and great seafood.
So we would eat there a lot, seafood all the time.
It sounds like you left your heart in Calexico.
Dude, it's awesome. I loved it. I loved it when I was there. It was awesome. It was hot as balls, but it was good. Hot as balls, man. Probably around 100 degrees every time we were there. Working on some Walmart. And but yeah, yeah, it was cool. Working on a Walmart and shit, day and night. We'd even work sometimes like the midnight. I'm sorry, what's it called? The graveyard shift. And
Damn.
yeah, it was cool. It was great though. Again, but again, it's cool, man. Stay in hotels and all that, and just chill
Yeah.
and
Nothing like a
enjoy it.
good day's work, right?
Yeah. But to go back to the whole what I do on a daily, when I come back, for example, back to home, right? This is my home where I'm at, and I typically again wash up a bit, maybe take a shower if I feel like it. Sometimes I don't give a shit sometimes,
Yeah.
and I just write. I write or I paint. Typically I'll write, edit, and stuff like that, and for a couple hours with some beers, music. Listen to a lot of Bob Dylan lately, but I
Okay.
always have music on. You know, maybe you can put on a movie, but turn down the music. I'm sorry, turn down the volume on the movie,
Hmm.
and just have music playing and in the background, and just write. You know, just try to get imbued with as much creativity and for me. Work, come home, and fucking work again. You know, keep working.
Well, create. Yeah.
Yeah, create. Right, if you want to use a euphemism for it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's it. That's kind of it.
No,
Every day in
do you
every
have
classroom.
you kind of yeah, zoom right through the second part of your workday there, but maybe let that slide. But I would like to get into, do you compartmentalize like both your like your day job and then when you come home to create and write, or is it like you I know that we're creatures of habit, like you have a whole different setup. Is there a drink that you particularly said, you said that you're listening lately to a little Bob Dylan, so I'm guessing that maybe usually you'll have some type of music, not always Bob Dylan. Said sometimes like a movie, but is there what if drinks again? We're going drinks. You said maybe beer, but is that for sure beer? It's got to be beer, or is that like sometimes little gin and tonic?
Typically, it's beer, man. Gin and tonic I save for like really good occasions. Gin and
Okay,
tonic I save
okay,
for good occasions. But no, it's typically beer. I'll come home,
okay.
and on the way home, yeah, pick up like a 12 pack.
What's your beer
It's
right
like
now? I know like
right
what'd you pull
now,
out?
this one or in general.
Let's go in general and then what you haven't had.
In general, usually I drink like Bohemias. Usually
Okay. Ooh, yeah,
Bohemias.
that's my jam right
I
there.
went through a period of blue moons,
Mhm.
but that's out the window now. And I've been drinking Bohemians. Right now, I'm drinking Casablanca.
Okay, classic. I love the label.
It's a good, so yeah, shout out to Casablanca. Maybe they'll
Carte
sponsor us again.
blanche. Carte blanche.
Yeah, if this, oh yeah,
Right
definitely.
on, man.
But yeah, if this podcast
So
takes
when do
off,
we
maybe
tell?
we'll
I know that
sponsor.
we've talked before, so I have an idea of what you actually write. But those of you guys that don't know, Eric is an amazing author here in Santa Ana. So why don't you tell us a little bit of what you're writing without getting too much into it? This is a place where you could put in some of your info where people can find you and look at your work. But just talk about it a little bit.
Okay, a little bit. Um, I write fiction for the most part, fiction, right? Even though my stuff lately has been autobiographical, but I write fiction, and basically it all has to do with my life. There's nothing, as far as I can tell, that grabs my attention more than whatever's going on with my life. So yeah, it's autobiographical, man, for the most part, and that's what I've been writing about. I'm working on my novel, perhaps that's why. French Park, it's called, because French Park is one of the neighborhoods that is right here,
Right.
across the way. It's a historical neighborhood, magical place. I love that place since I fell in
In
love
an
with
actual
it.
park,
Yes, and there's actual park in there.
real
Yeah,
small
really
park, but
small,
it's a little park.
triangular park, really
Yeah.
nice there.
I believe it's
Added
the
on.
first park in Santa Ana. Could be wrong, but it could have been just maybe one of the first ones. But yeah.
You'd have to ask Manny about that.
Yeah. I would.
Manny
He
is
would
still
be the
there.
man to ask for sure.
He would be the man to ask
Yeah,
about that.
yeah,
Yeah, but I don't know. But it seems like it
yeah.
could be because it's so tiny and yet so charming. And it's dead center of French Park. And
Mm-hmm.
I lived in an apartment there. And since I moved there, since I moved there the first time in 2016, with my wife, now ex-wife. But yeah, I lived over there, and ever since then, I just fell in love with it. I used to go visit my friend Thomas over there all the time. He had an apartment
Right.
there, and I'd go visit him all the time ever since. And man, I just fell in love with that place. I would take walks around it,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought the place just had this like inspirational just jolt to it that was so romantic and full of life that I never really wanted to leave. Never
Mm-hmm.
wanted to leave. Every time I stay there, I always make up some kind of excuse to hang out more, or hang out longer. Hey, let's take a walk, or hey, let's go. I don't know, whatever I could think of to just get to know the area a lot
Yeah, I
better.
hear you.
And but ever since then, I've always been like drawn back to it. So when I left to Long Beach, and I came back after my wife told me to kick rocks, I came back and I lived in this like really cool apartment that I had a lot of friends over. A lot of local artists that
Yeah, I
as
remember.
well.
I've
A
been.
lot of local artists, yourself included, yeah. And yeah, it was just a magical place. Ever since then, I've been drawn back to it, I've experienced a lot of great moments uh, that I'll never forget. And so, hence, when I started thinking about this idea of writing a novel, I said, you know what, fuck it, it's got to be called French Park, because that was the most like just cataclysmic moment for me as a writer. That's when I really buckled down and I said, I'm going to be a writer. I want to be a real writer, and I'm not going to let anything stand in my way. Fuck everybody, fuck anything that stands in my way. I'm going to do it.
Fuck
And
yeah.
that area just completely helped me. It pushed me. It was the impetus that I needed in order
Right on.
to make me, evolve, out of the chrysalis to become a real full-fledged writer. That's what it did. And since I started writing there, I wrote for OC Weekly and eventually wrote for Vice, and eventually
Mhm.
left journalism to start writing my own fiction, my own writing, my own what I wanted to write, what I really wanted to write. No editors, nobody touching my shit and making me feel like I was a puppet or something like that.
I hear you.
No offense to the editors that I
Yeah, no,
worked
I
for
see you.
or anything like that. They were cool, and they opened the doors for me in a big way and opened a whole new world for me. But no, it just wasn't for me. Journalism. Nonetheless, I still tip my hat to journalism and those editors again for the aforementioned reasons. But no.
That's in like
Definitely,
writing for yourself, right? Or from you.
exactly. Writing for
Yeah.
myself, but also writing for the self that I hardly ever knew, and the self that was deep inside of me, but yet I couldn't tap into because I was caught up in these other topics. Didn't really include me necessarily. They weren't really
Right.
revolving so much around me, or I didn't really like. They didn't really integrate my soul into it. And so when I was able to leave that, yeah, I said, no, fuck that. No, I'm writing. I'm writing what I want to write. I'm gonna write what I really believe in and what I really want to talk about, which is a lot of like life things, like love, loss, obsessions, so many obsessions that I had, personal obsessions
Right on.
about,
Life, huh?
yeah, details about, the way someone looks at you, the way they don't look at you sometimes, the way that they tell you things with their eyes or with their body language or with just a gesture, just a flick of the
Mm-hmm.
hand or whatever the hell, and that always like boggled my mind, and it really always like gripped me. And so I said, why not write about those things? Why not obsess about those things? Delve into them a little bit deeper. Get lost in them. Get really lost in those, if you will, that kind of just like stick in my craw. So why the fuck not? And so I said, fuck it, self-abandonment. Go to hell, everybody. I'm gonna do whatever I want to do. Fuck it. And
That's
so
what it's
yeah.
all
So
about,
that's why,
man.
yeah, that's it, man. You gotta
You gotta
discover.
let that heart fly.
Yeah, I came to a point where I said, you gotta kind of like write about what's gonna make the real you come out, the real you. And that's, I think, across the board when it comes to art, right? You do what's going to make you come out
Yeah.
vulnerable, naked, in the raw,
People
visceral.
respond to that, man. It really does. You're onto something because
I
it's
hope so.
people recognize everyone does, man. I think when you're bold enough to do that, because it's a big move, and I think some do it right away, others take their time, and sometimes find the right time. I know that my for myself too, a little bit more methodical time when I'm uh come out of my shell or working on my own, but this isn't about me, it's more about you. So but yeah, that's great, man. That's really good to hear that this is now, how long has it been
Since when?
since then, since you lived at off French Park, and then you're talking about
We're
just
talking about
deciding to write.
2016.
Right on. Yeah.
2016, around there, mid to late, something like that.
Yeah.
Moved over there to 816 French Street.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, been just really chasing the dream, living the dream, but also chasing the dream.
Bring
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
As a fan of yours and your writing, so happy that you did, and I'm looking forward to French Park. Do you have did you say when you're looking to come out, like sometime next year, right? Or do you have a date in mind?
I keep saying I'm gonna have it come out this year,
Okay.
and I hope I will. And
What?
I'm
But
still.
we're like weeks away, man.
I know.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna put.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna put. You're
I mean,
like.
no, yeah.
I said right.
No,
I
yeah.
know that.
Yeah, I'm talking about it as if, right? As if it's like
No, that's good. I
some,
mean, you would know, but yeah, I'm even more
but no, yeah, I
glad
mean,
to see it to fruition very soon here. So I don't know when this podcast
yeah,
will actually drop. These are all kind of being pre-recorded, and all that, but maybe around the same time. This will be going live,
it might
so
be.
keep your eyes
I'm
out
here
there.
right now. I'm 40 pages away from finishing editing it. 40 pages away. That's that much.
You're
Maybe
like,
another.
that's
It's a
2 days.
total.
2 days I should be done.
It should be right if I was a badass. But it's actually, yeah, it's like 530 pages long, the novel.
Wow.
It's
Right
thick.
on,
You could take
man.
a horse with it, but it's got a lot of info now. But it's good stuff. I don't know. It's got good stuff.
It is. I mean, as I lived at the other end of French Street at that time, so I second that notion that there's something magical about the French district, or French Park district. I mean, historical, homes are beautiful and everything, but there's definitely just energy there, man. I couldn't help, I mean, I would go for lots and lots of walks, and I couldn't help feel, or it's easy for me.
Where
It
did
was
you
easy
live?
for me to imagine. So I lived
Where
on
did you live? Oh,
16th and French, just at the other
correct.
end. Yeah,
Correct.
by the water tower.
I
And
remember going to your house that one time. Remember, I always relay that story to you about first time I ever entered your courtyard, and it just
yeah,
be full of like 2 to 3 dozen kids
fucking kids.
playing every single game you could think of, playing marbles, playing jacks, playing hopscotch, playing jump rope, playing with cars, with toy cars. Just it was like a frenzy of childhood, just rummaging all around me, and like
Yep.
it was nuts. It was nuts, and I was like, wow, this is so
You had to
insane.
step
We
over
had to
them.
like,
You
yes, we
totally
had
did.
exactly. I was gonna
Yeah.
say that we had to step over all the games and stuff of kids playing with
Yeah.
cars and marbles and whatnot. I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, this is cool. So it was a very cool place that you lived in. And I remember you telling me too that a lot of the kids would come by and like knock on your door, or at least they would say hi to you too, like on your way to the door, like, hey Roger, they knew you were an artist and stuff. They would say hi and
I
wave
try to
you
be friendly with
down,
them,
get your attention. Yeah, that was cool, man. That was a cool spot.
I think
That
I
was a really
won
cool spot.
won them over with painting outside. I did it so often. I mean, not regularly, but I was out there that they don't, their kids are curious, and I kind of talk to them. But
Yes.
I also remember that time, and well, it must have been the first time that you came here, and you mentioned that about the kids. I'm like, yeah, that's fine and all, but if you live here, you wouldn't feel the same way. Fucking kids. But I mean, it's a beautiful thing to think back on. But
Probably.
in the moment, I'm like, God damn. But I mean, now that I have my daughter too, I'm like, yeah, I totally get
Probably, yeah. I probably would have been like, ah, fucking kids.
it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
But no, man. Well, that's I'm not trying to wrap it up here, but let's give it the third for 13. Let's talk about your high point, your low point, and maybe what you learned about yesterday. And let's just let's just go over yesterday to make it easier, unless you have a something you have in mind that you want to get out there.
A high point and a low point.
Yeah, highest point about yesterday.
Well, a high point. I think there's I guess I'll go by the year, right? 2021. High point. I have to say there've been two high points for me. This year, two high points. The high point, first one that comes to my mind is when I quit my job as a chef and went back to construction. Mm-hmm. I quit because, well, it doesn't matter why I quit. Who cares? But the point more
actually, it's very interesting. I'd like to hear, but if you don't want to get into it, I don't want to unpack it.
Okay, well, fine, whatever. Because it's not that interesting. But okay, fine. I'll try to make it interesting. I quit because I didn't have enough personnel, so I was busting my ass as a chef.
Oh, that's the reason to quit, bro. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was busting my ass as a chef, and I just didn't have enough help. I don't know what it is, but people were not applying for a job at that particular restaurant.
Well, that's this year, right? Well, fucking COVID fucked everything up, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I stuck through that job as a chef for like months, but I just couldn't take it anymore. It just wasn't working out. There was no like help. And so I said, fuck this, I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna be in the weeds come November, especially December. And so I said, this is not worth it. I'm not happy. Fuck this. And here's the high point. I said, I'm taking back control of my life. I'm not going to let this like job with all these benefits and all these great things that, the great pay and so forth, control me and tell me to stick around. Because I saw so many people go into that job.
Yeah.
That hated their job. But why did they stick around? Because of the benefits, because of the pay. Why would you leave this place? Why would you ever leave the 401k, the dental, the eye vision, everything, etc.?
They tie you down, man.
Yeah, they got you by the balls. And I said, fuck that. I'm not going to turn into one of these zombies that goes into that shit every day and just like gives a piece of their soul each day for like this like decent like paycheck. It is decent, okay, whatever, quotes, whatever, right? But it is decent, but nonetheless, I didn't feel happy. So I said, fuck it, I'm leaving.
Right on, man.
So I took control back of my life and I went back to construction. I called up my boss and said, hey, listen, man, I'm not happy. And he said, fuck it, come on back, man. Come on back. You're more than welcome to. I was like, great, awesome. Right so on. That was a high point.
See, it pays to leave on a good report, right? I mean, to have a good report with your past employer.
Good report. Yeah, I mean, but actually, I literally just left. I didn't get 2 weeks. I just did. I just took off. I was like, fuck it. I just told the guy, I gathered all my shit, and I said, listen, I'm leaving. I don't.
But you must have done something that he took you back and welcomed you back with no problem. So I think he's still.
Oh, you mean the construction job?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No. He was cool. No, him I gave my 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I meant the cooking job, the chef job.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, I'm leaving.
I couldn't think of. I mean, I think any choice that anyone makes to leave their job or to change the scenery is good for them. But what you explained to me about not having enough personnel, yeah, dude, that's reason enough. How are you gonna get the fucking job done? And and all that pressure. I mean, I understand having people to manage, and it's you need to have people to rely on.
Right.
Right on. So that was one high point. Right?
That was one high point where I took off, yeah. And another high point I had to say was recent when I mustered up the courage to once again cut off a limb of my personal life that was just doing me wrong. Somebody who was just, complete, just bad vibes, toxicity.
I understand
It wasn't doing me any good. And I said, you know what? I'm taking back control. There's something so important about that, to take back control of your own life and to say, I'm not going to let this person govern what I do, how I do it, how I feel every day, whatever it may be. And so I told this person straight up, like, you know what? For X and Y and Z reason, I'm leaving. I don't want anything more to do with you, and I'm out. There's something really fulfilling about that, and it felt great. And that's as recent as like the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah, I just had to do it.
Oh wow! Right on.
So yeah, it sounds negative, but it's really positive.
No,
It's
no, no. There's
very
something to be
positive.
said about that, man. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
It's really
there's
good.
weight, dead weight, man, that you kind of have. I mean, I'm not sure if this applies, but yeah, there's something to be said about that, man. Come on, only
Yeah,
one life to live.
yeah, exactly. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is like if there's anybody out there who's all like in any way like resonating with what I'm saying, uh, yeah, you know what? There's absolutely nothing wrong with taking back control of your life and getting rid of people and who are just dragging you down. So why the fuck, why the hell are you gonna stick around with those people? So those are the two high points of my year.
Right on.
Um,
I think you also told us what you learned in that process. Because one of the things I asked what you learned, and that would be, this to take control of your life. Why don't you tell us one of your low points? I don't know if they're tied into your high
yeah.
points. Sometimes they tend to be, but
Uh, low points would probably quitting smoking. That's one of the, I gotta be honest about that. I've quit smoking like fucking 3 or 4 times this year, maybe even more,
Oh
and I just
wow.
can't seem to kick it. I'm ashamed to say it, but not really that ashamed. But it's the thing. It's a true struggle. My hats off to those people who can fucking do it. Cold turkey and have the balls or anything like that. But I just can't seem to kick that shit. I was having a
Well,
couple smokes
if
right
it was
now.
easy, everyone would be just dropping it, right?
Right, right, right,
Right.
right.
Now
People
you
still
said,
do it.
is it you're trying to quit personal reasons, health reasons, or is it just kind of be proactive here?
A combination of both, to be honest with you. To be
Like,
very brutally honest with you,
column
the
A,
reason
column
why
B.
is, yeah, yeah, yeah. To be brutally honest with you, it's because health reasons wise, right? But also, no chick wants to be with a guy that smokes.
Hey, some
It's
chicks
very
do,
rare.
man.
It's rare. You're right. You're right.
They live a Marlboro man.
It's rare though. But I don't. Yeah, but I don't really. But I don't really want. I don't want to be around those kinds of chicks. I don't want to be around somebody who's down with a guy who chain smokes. Till his like throat falls out.
But
So
okay, but I can get that.
yeah, so that's my low point is not being able to kick that habit.
Well, I
It's a
hope that
fucking
you
shitty
you
habit.
you reach your goal as a friend. I hope that too. Because I wish you health.
Thank you.
But that's good, man. That's also. I was hoping it wasn't too much of a bummer because I want to leave on such a downer or anything. So, but no, man, that's really good. You know,
Wow, we're running out
um,
of time already.
yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not running a timer as maybe I should. This is the first
Oh,
recording, so I don't have well, let me try. I don't want to move anything. Yeah, I'm not going to move anything because I don't want to mess it up. But I
okay,
think
okay,
we got a good amount of
okay.
time on here. Um, I do want to maybe just wrap it up, hopefully, so we can go back and check to see if this worked. Otherwise, we're
Sure.
gonna have to do
Oh,
this again.
yeah,
Um,
well, we can always edit it, right? So,
well, yeah, that's true. But as a podcast nerd myself a little bit, I know that one of the things that can happen is your audio goes bad, or your audio doesn't record well. Then you're kind of screwed because you got to do the whole damn thing again. And so,
right,
um,
right.
I'm waiting for the day that happens. Because I'm sure if I keep this up,
Letting the
inevitably
letting the locks
it'll happen.
go.
Yeah, I should have done that earlier.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
fuck
sorry
you,
about the
Roger.
tie I
Fuck you,
mentioned
Roger.
earlier. Here, they should just start like this all the time.
You're not the only one.
Anyway, all right. I'm gonna now that I've let my hair down, I think we're gonna end this. I should have let my
Okay,
hair down earlier. But I want to thank you
sounds
for
good.
being my guest, first
Yeah,
guest.
thank you for having
Maybe we'll
me.
come again and do it again. Review, or I don't know, maybe the end of next year. I don't know. We'll see how this turns
Okay.
out. All right. Did you want to tell anybody like where they can find you online, your handles on Instagram or anything like that before we let you
Yeah.
go?
It's just EricCocoletzi.com, probably my website, right? Same thing on Instagram. That's the only thing I'm on is Instagram. I really don't like fuck with anything else. It's because it's so simple to just do Instagram, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, look me up in bookstores all over Orange County. Bookman and Orange. Couple of there's one bookstore over in the Orange Circle. I think it's called Contra Coffee. Well, Eric Cocoletzi, you can where my books are at, available for the physical copies. Obviously on Amazon.com, you can find it there. So yeah, support local arts, support venture. It's good.
Right on, man. Right on.
For sure.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna look forward to
Yeah.
French
Are we done?
Park.
'Cause
It
I gotta
should be
take it.
coming out soon too.
Yes, this is the demo version, but it is nonetheless.
You got it here
what it's
first,
gonna
you
look like.
guys.
Más o menos. And then the back picture by Julie
Look
Leopold.
at that picture. You want to give photo credit to Julie?
Julie Leopold, yeah. I'm gonna use it, Julie. So this is me when I first moved into French Park after my divorce.
That's a great shot, if I do say so myself.
It's a great shot. I love that shot. Very good shot.
Yeah, man.
She's
Right on, guys.
talented as fuck. She's talented as fuck. Yeah.
We're gonna finish it up here after the recording. Thank you guys for joining us. This has been How Do You Do with Roger Izar. There you guys. Peace.
Take care.
Thank you guys for checking out the first episode of How Do You Do with Roger Izar. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can find me on all social media platforms under Roger Izar and my website under the same name. Catch me next time.